your first question from Chris McCoskey of the Detroit News.
Hey, Tarik. How can you kind of just take us through your emotions? What you were feeling, especially in that first inning? Did it take you a minute to kind of find your bearings?
Yeah. Lead off home run. It was a good pitch. Kind of tipped the cap on that one. But then another 2 hits right after that. Just trying to settle down after that, make some good pitches, some quality pitches, and then get out of that inning, which I did. And then the second inning, just trying to do the same thing, make quality pitches and get outs. Unfortunately, I wish I could get a couple pitches back, but it's part of the game.
What will be your takeaway from this experience that you'll work on between starts?
Yeah, work on my changeup a little bit. That'll probably be the emphasis, but just keep making quality pitches and executing pitches. That's always, my mindset. I felt like I did a okay job of that today, but could always get better.
The changeup is for right-handed hitters, and more specifically.
Yeah, and lefties. Just being able to throw it no matter what.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Chris. Our next question comes from Cody Stavenhagen from The Athletic.
Hey, Tarik, before the game in the bullpen, were you nervous? How did you feel? Was it kind of what you expected in terms of the feelings, the emotions?
Yeah, I was nervous going into it, obviously. I feel like that's pretty normal. But, once I got the ball and started playing catch, it felt just like baseball to me. And from that point on, I could just go out there and compete.
For sure. It looked like after your outing, you talked with Rick Anderson for a good bit on the bench. What was kind of the gist of that message?
Yeah, we were just talking about, what I did well, what I didn't do well, and kind of the same thing of what I'm going to, work on in between starts or, get better on, and that's pretty much it.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, Cody. Our next question comes from Jason Beck from MLB.com.
Yeah, Tarik, the second at-bat against Anderson, it looked like I believe it was a slider on 0-2.
Yeah.
How surprised were you that he was able to connect with it quite so solidly?
It was a bad pitch. 0-2, I got to be better. Got to get the ball down and in. Out of the zone. I shouldn't be throwing a strike right there. And obviously that's not what I wanted to do, but that's what happened. And that's, one of the pitches that I wish I could have back because I had myself in a good count and an uncomfortable count for hitters too, and just didn't execute a pitch.
How much did the foul balls kind of tax you in that first inning? Was fatigue a factor as you were going through, especially in that second inning?
No, I don't think so. I feel good. I feel fine now. I feel strong, felt strong out there. I didn't really get tired. So I don't think so.
And last one for me, how much did the Jimenez double play allow you to catch your breath? Was that kind of a moment where it's, okay, we've gotten a little bit – well, first of all, you get the first out, but also, just kind of clearing some room on the bases for you?
Yeah, I think it was on a slider again, and I think I threw like 3 or 4 that bat. And, finally threw one that he put into play, and that was the goal, is to get a double play, And when Andy came out and had the, little meeting, he said that. He's like, hey, now you can get yourself a double play. And I was like, yeah. So that was the goal of that at bat.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. Our next question comes from Jeff Seidel of the Detroit Free Press.
Hey, I know you mentioned that you want to work on your changeup. What's the big lesson overall that you're going to take from this experience?
Yeah, you learn from it. You learn a lot about yourself and, how you're competing and how the adrenaline flows a little bit differently and, controlling that and, just competing.
Very cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. If there are any other questions for Tarik, please put those in the chat. All right, that's all the questions I have. Tarik, thank you for your time this evening. Appreciate everybody else joining us, and we'll see everybody tomorrow.
Away from Tarik's debut tonight.
Well, he was really throwing it. I think he's probably overthrowing just about everything. And, we just didn't know which way it was going to go. And those guys, they're hot. They're swinging really good. And but it was a great experience for him. We thought about, 4 innings, hopefully somewhere like that. And we looked at the pitch count after 2 and said, oh, okay, that's about going to do it. He was tired. I could tell he was really sweating, and he had to work pretty hard through those first couple of innings. So, that's a starting point, and we go from there.
You think a more defining start will be the next one, just to see how he responds, how he comes back from this?
Oh, I think, he'll probably learn something from every start. Like I said, we're facing a hot team over here, and try to look down the road who is the next team. I think it might be Cleveland. That's not a picnic either. So we're facing a lot of really good hitting teams right now. So he's gonna have to go through it. And you know what? I trust this kid. He's got a great arm. You see some of the pitches he was making were really, really dominating. And then, they got after him pretty good. So they didn't kill him by any means, but they got after him, and they got good hitters that are hot right now.
Conversely, Norris came in. I mean, you allowed 3 base runners. The one bad pitch to Abreu. What was your takeaway from him? 4 solid innings from him.
Yeah, I mean, he was really good. Ball was darting. A good fastball. His changeup was good. Everything worked. I mean, he had it really going on, and I like it. He's working quick, which that's kind of keeps us in the ball game when you're working quick like that. And he went about his business good. He still hadn't said hello to me, but he went about his business good.
He's got a little attitude.
Yeah, I love it.
Real quick about Harold. Do you know anything yet about the severity of that?
No, they strained it, and he's getting an MRI either tonight or tomorrow, and we'll know more. It was in the belly of the hammy, so that type of thing. So he definitely strained it, and we'll see day to day.
Thanks.
Thanks, Chris. Our next question comes from Jason Beck from MLB.com.
Yeah, hi, Gardy. We saw Rick Anderson in the dugout having a long talk with Tarik after that outing. Was that just mechanics, or was that just kind of an overall type?
Well, I don't think they were talking mechanics. I just think about I'm just guessing, and I wasn't there in the conversation, so this is a total guess. But what normally Andy does is try to get the pitcher's thoughts on what he saw out there, how did he feel, what was he thinking, that type of stuff, and just good conversation going back and forth. That's Andy does that. I've seen him do that with multiple pitchers, and just trying to get a feel for how he felt and what he thought, will be better next time. I'm sure that's a conversation, but I wasn't there.
And the way Tim Anderson keeps swinging the bat, it's got to feel like everything you guys throw up there, good pitcher, otherwise, is getting blistered. Just how do you approach a guy like that at this point?
Well, if we knew how to approach him, he wouldn't be getting all these hits. We haven't come up with that answer yet. The kid's a great hitter, got a great set of hands. He pulls his hands in and still goes deep. And, what we're trying to mix it up and, make him move his feet. That's what we always talk about, throw something down and in at his feet and whatever. But this kid can flat out hit, and he's hot, and he's swinging, really good. So it's tough. We're trying to figure him out as we go along here. I don't think anybody's done that in a while.
And lastly, for me, what did you see from Soto? Looked like he got a little wild.
That's an understatement. Yeah, he was misfiring a little bit there tonight. And, we all know in the clubhouse that can happen every once in a while. He's been so good. And I think, once they started getting guys on base, he was really overthrowing the ball and misfiring. And that was just we've seen it, and you never know when that's going to happen, but it's going to happen every once in a while because he has that ability to all of a sudden get out of whack and not find it for a few hitters. And like I said, 98's 98, 100 miles an hour, whatever. He's been great for us. He just had a bad night today and couldn't get the ball where he wanted to.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. Is there any other questions for Gardy? Please put those in the chat. All right. That's all the questions we have. Gardy, thank you for your time. We'll be joined by Austin Romine in just a second.